The Marxian chronicles the present day raised to a level of thought. The bullying phenomenon and a society without fathers. There's a spectre haunting Europe. It's called bullying. With hollow words, people everywhere have launched a holy crusade against it, but few, if any, have investigated the causes. Public discourse remains restricted to effects. As a result, the phenomenon of bullying continues to run rampant. Hardly a day goes by that we do not hear of teachers being ridiculed and brutalized by unscrupulous minors who lack any sense of boundaries. No longer constrained by socially sanctioned norms of behavior, pupils physically attack their teachers. They recognize neither authority nor limitations and are bereft of any moral principles. They have internalized the sacred norm of the market society: no restrictions. Or more accurately, everything is merchandise and more is better. The breaching of boundaries and the contravention of sacred law is the dominating principle. What's more, the bullies of full-blown capitalism have launched their own attack against restrictions, pushing well beyond the boundaries of demarcated limits, norms, and ideals. How do we explain this phenomena? What is the root cause? Lacan maintains that when a society dispenses with the law, excessive and unbridled desire triumphs. Ours is a society of the absent father, the agent who binds the subject to the law and regulates desire, so that desire is subordinated to the law, no longer exists. That is to say, the law that disciplines, controls, and harnesses impulses, which, if left unchecked, produces the bad infinity of a boundless, self-referential, and intrinsically fatal state of limitedness. Desire, the incarnation of juvenile emotional deregulation, attacks the law, epitomized by educators who play an essential role in the actual realization of these regulations and limits. In the everything now culture, desire dominates under the banner of the fashionably chic motto, "Life is now," ruthlessly slipping over the law wherever it still perdures. This accounts for the persistently aggressive adolescent behavior encountered by educators who remain one of the last bastions of disciplinary rule. In the phenomenon of bullying, we recognize desire, the incarnation of juvenile emotional deregulation, as a direct attack against the law, represented by the figure of the educator entrusted with the indispensable task to impose limits and limitations. Moreover, to educate means to teach the value of perfect and just measure and of maintaining definite boundaries. It means teaching the meaning of the law and the essential distinction between good and bad, between whether a behavior is acceptable or unacceptable. It must be reiterated that without the law, desires becomes a deadly and lethal force, not least due to the fact that we are inherently finite and limited beings. The precariat, the long-suffering class that has lost its will to fight. Amongst the paradoxical concomitants to the condition of precarity are the extreme singularity and radical individualization of its subjects, heterogeneous and versatile, mobile and unstable, with no continuity or consolidated consciousness. The unifying characteristic of the precariat seems to consist purely in the negative, as in this absence of stable long-term contracts and existential security, and therefore as a never-ending oscillation between employment and unemployment, between inclusion or between... No, questa si rifà, Allora si riparte.